I'm Joe Reed, and this is Behind the Mic with AudioFile magazine. Emily Connelly is with me for the week, and she has been really suggesting some really wonderful books. So, hey, what do you have for us today, Emily?
Hi, Joe. Today, I'd love to talk about the Evander Mills mystery series. And the third book for that just came out recently called Rough Pages. It's written by Lev AC Rosen and read by Vikas Adam. And it's been such an interesting mystery series to follow along with. It started with book one was called Lavender House. All these mysteries are set in the 1950s in San Francisco about a former cop turned PI. His path, Andy, Evander, known as Andy's path towards becoming a
Mhm.
PI is more unusual than some of them. While he was on the force, he was hiding that he was gay. And part of his work was going around busting up gay bars and then later on frequenting them himself and really hating himself for all this. And in the first book, he's caught and fired. His former colleagues get really violent with him and he's really lost. And in this third book, he's found this path forward where he's a private investigator and he's focused on helping the queer community. He's has an office above a bar with one of his friends, runs a gay bar, and he's settling into this character.
So, it's sort of a noir.
Yeah, it's sort of a noir. Yeah, it's very focused on this queer community and people building that community outside of
Mm.
norms. So it's a great series that I really recommend. You definitely would want to start with the first book, but I'm happy to talk about this third one. And I think Vikas does a great job bringing all these characters to life. It's a lot of fun to listen to.
Yeah, he has so much range.
He narrates so many
He
different
just did
books.
War of the Worlds, H.G. Wells's book, and he does a lot of romance and sells it beautifully, but his range is extraordinary.
And I came to him first doing YA
Oh, yeah.
audiobooks, and so it's fun hearing him do this one. So in this story, because of course it's a mystery series, so each book has its own mystery. He's called back by one of the employees at the Lavender House that he first went to in that first book. And the butler who's there lets him know that he's been doing a little work at a queer bookstore, and now the owners of that bookstore are missing. Of course, it's not known by everyone what this bookstore is selling. They're doing it secretively, they're doing a subscription service, but now the fact that these owners are missing puts a lot of people in danger, including the people at this house who's they've built sort of this family of different relationships hiding their real relationships with lavender marriages.
Well, why don't we hear a little bit?
Sure. So this is when Andy has just talked to that butler, Pat, about, saying like what's going on. And he's gotten the spiel and now he's going inside and talking to the rest of the family.
Okay, this is Rough Pages. It's by Lev AC Rosen, and it's read by Vikas Adam.
What took you so long? Elsie asks when I come inside. She's holding 2 drinks and hands me one. I take a long sip. The house is warm and bright, more than I remember it being. The shadow that was over the place last time seems to be mostly gone, as much as a murder can be. The only thing that's the same is Irene's portrait hanging over the landing. I never met the woman, but that portrait was always there. Irene always looking out. Severe. I know, Elsie says, following my eyes. We did change it to the one Pat painted of all of us, but while the social worker is still checking in from time to time, she's back. Elsie throws back some of her drink. The other portrait had been in Irene's office, showing all of them. Henry and Cliff, Pearl and Irene, Margot and Elsie. Real couples portraits, all in one. It shocked me when I first saw it.
He's quite performative, but so is the text. I mean,
Yes.
but I mean, with his narrative voice, but his characterizations are great.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting character to get to play with, I bet, too, Andy,
Uh,
because he's so, you know, in this book he's loosened up a little, but he was a cop and he was hiding so much about himself for so long. So he's very rigid in some of his thinking and he's starting to get to know himself a little bit better. But we get to see as you listen a more vulnerable side of him, as a person. And it's just, I really recommend it.
And that is Rough Pages by Lev AC Rosen, and it's read by Vikas Adam. Emily, thank you so much for that suggestion.
Thank you, Joe.
Behind the Mic is sponsored by the inspiring new audiobook, Go Love Yourself, by best-selling author and actor Zachary Levi. A daily reader with 60 entries and daily prompts. Available everywhere audiobooks are sold. Follow Behind the Mic wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a rating because it really does help other people who love audiobooks to find us. I'm Jo Reed. I'll talk to you tomorrow.